because the universe doesn't understand. They just don't. Like, people not from Earth, they don't get the fact that, yeah, you're an alien, probably buff, you got lasers, you got spaceships. What do we got? We got Timmy, a D student from Boston who's on his third DUI and is a very heavy gun enthusiast. That's what we got. He don't give a fuck anymore. So I
Yeah.
would bet on him any day of the week.
Well, the thing is too, like if the aliens land in America, we got the 2A, right? We got the Second Amendment on our side. There's some places those aliens can land and they can have their way because they took all their guns. Australia, most of Europe. So they come here. They're like, oh fuck, dude, these motherfuckers got guns. Everyone does.
Maybe he got a little too cozy with some of these birds.
Only explanation I have, and where a Fiat Uno could keep up with a Mercedes S280, okay?
It's not that I wouldn't fight Mothman. I would beat the shit out of him.
We're seasoned.
So wait, you mean to tell me they have a festival commemorating the day a man got his shit rocked by an extraterrestrial carrot?
My neighbors across the street, they are not real.
But a pyramid is the most boring shape.
Part Sasquatch, part trickster midget.
Welcome to the Conspiracy Kitchen.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us in the Conspiracy Kitchen, where we uncover the secret ingredients behind life's daily mysteries. I'm your head chef and alien enthusiast, Joe, and as always, I'm accompanied by my cryptid-killing sous chef, Josh.
Howdy, kids.
And Josh, something else is going on, right? Where they're still trying to keep us down, hold us back, don't want the word out.
Yeah, it's... So, oh, there go my lights again. God damn it.
It's already happening.
It's literally just, it's going on and off. Well, that's something I thought about. Because originally the house was haunted by the former owner, Patty. And I think she came back. Because shit started happening. Like, maybe she's mad we got 2 more cats. Because shit started happening as soon as they came into the house. So...
You know what we should have brought up in that one episode about ghosts? Your Christmas decorations. Although we actually might have brought that up in an episode. So,
I think we did in a previous one.
I think we did, yeah.
Just to reiterate what Joe's talking about, my wife ordered a angel topper for our Christmas tree, and it had a cat head, and it's probably the creepiest shit you'd ever seen. And she put it on top of the tree, and it was facing, into our living room. And then we left, we went out somewhere, and we came back, and we're sitting on the couch, and I just kind of look up, and I'm like, huh, cat's facing the other way. She's like, fucking what? And I'm like, look, the tree topper was just completely facing the opposite direction. And we tried to figure it out, like maybe one of our cats jumped up and did it. No, they can't reach it. It wouldn't have made sense. So that was haunted, so we immediately got rid of it the next day. But anyway... So what's been going on since yesterday now? I was doing laundry, and I went to heat up some Chinese leftovers in the microwave, and as soon as I hit start, all the power went out. So I was like, that's fucking annoying. And it kept going. It kept coming back and going off back and forth for like an hour, and then it just stopped, and then I thought maybe I'm using too much, electricity from our central air unit. So when I flicked it, I turned it off. And as soon as I turned it off, all the lights went out. And I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? And then I flicked it back on and everything went back on. And I'm like, what kind of absolute horseshit? So I called a company and like, hey, can you guys fucking come take a look at this? Because I'm not smart. And they're like, yeah, we'll be out there, I don't know, probably Monday. And I'm like, oh, good, probably Monday. It's a really great fucking time frame. So, yeah, now I got to wait for that. Right now my house is a comfortable 87 degrees. Yeah. I could feel like the sweat behind my knees. When you...
it sucks. Oh, that's terrible. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking, like I told you, I think it's a neutral issue. Maybe the Russians or someone got a hold of your neutral, and it can't complete the circuit when it's under that much load, and that's why your lights and shit shut off, and why the compressor isn't turning on in the AC system. That's what I would think. Hopefully, hopefully it's not that expensive when they come out on Monday.
I'm praying it's a fucking fuse. This is,
Who would you have an electrician coming out?
yeah.
Okay. Do you
At
know
first,
them?
I'm pretty sure we used them in the past with it when our AC took a shit last year.
Okay.
I think it's the same company. Who knows? But yeah. And then I was at work today, and my wife texted me all happy, and I'm like, What's this? And our new litter robot came in.
Oh, I got to get one of them.
Dude, this thing is sweet. I know we're having power issues, so yeah, let's plug another thing in. But dude, I got home and I don't like to say that I was watching my cat take a shit, but I was watching my cat take a shit, and then I was like, all right, get out so I can watch this thing now. And it ran away, and then I just see the robot turn back to like pour all the shit and piss fritters down into the bag. It refilled with sand. I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing. And then I realized how boring my life is, that this is what gets me going. But anyway, that's what's been going on in my neck of the woods. How have you been?
Well, I mean, I still think I have propofol, some kind of because, dude, I'm still like lost sometimes. I don't know why. Ever since that, but other than that, um, what was it, Thursday maybe or Wednesday, dude? I go down the end of my driveway, the back driveway that goes out to the back road, and I have these two fence like markers that mark the driveway from the back road because it's like a tree line and then it just comes down to where my driveway comes out of the trees and through my backyard. And I drive down there and the one fence thing is just ripped off the fucking ground, laying on the side. The lights smashed through the fucking yard. And I'm like thinking to myself as I'm sitting there because I got called back out for work. I'm like, did I run that fucking thing over on the way in before? Like I was when I came home like 2.5 hours ago and I didn't realize it because I'm still propofol or something. And I was like, there's no way I would have fucking done that. And I actually doubted myself. Like I didn't know. So then I go on my garage camera because the garage faces out the back towards the back road, and in the front I have like a little circular driveway that comes off the street that my house is actually on. I go on the garage camera and I zoom into the end and I'm watching. I'm like, oh yeah, wait, there's an Amazon package. Let me check. Dude, I watched the Amazon guy come off the road and just smash into it, run it over, come up the driveway a little bit, stop. The guy gets out, looks at it, slides it out from under the truck, drives up the driveway, tosses the package on the step, goes back out the back driveway and leaves. Like no one's business at all. So I was like, what the fuck? So I asked my wife because I was leaving. I was like, you want to contact Amazon or something? Like, just see what they fucking say. Well, they told us basically, we don't care. And I was like, really? And Amazon, I mean, we use it for like everything. Amazon Fresh delivers all of our groceries and like anything else we need. Like, unless we go to like Home Depot or something specific and I want to look at something, just order through Amazon. It gets dropped off at the house. Like, so we're not out and about because I mean, I work like 12 hours a day, right? And I'm on call 24/7. My wife's taking care of the kids and she has, issues with her back and everything. So there's no point in wasting time. So we spend a lot of money with them, right? They basically provide all of our stuff. For them to say, kind of stick it, kind of chat my ass a little bit. So I was like, all right, well, that's cool. That's all right. And we don't have our own police department. We use state police. So I contacted the state police and they're like, oh no, yeah, we'll come out and we'll do a police report. So that guy comes out and he's like, yeah, a guy fucking ran it over. Like we could see it clear as day. And on the doorbell camera, you see the white stripe down the side of where he hit it at first and everything. So he wrote a police report up. And he was like, if worse comes to worse, go through your homeowner's insurance. The homeowner's insurance will definitely get the money back from Amazon. I was like, all right, no, yeah, we'll do that or whatever. But before we did that, my wife contacted Amazon again and was like, we got a police report now and everything. Like, what are you going to do? So they sent her over to some, which reminds me, I have to ask her if they've done anything since. But they sent her over to some other website which does like claims, damage claims and shit. So we had to upload all kinds of shit there, pictures and everything. Tell them, like It's like $1,000, like lighting and everything in it, like whatever it is, and see if they're gonna freaking help. I don't know how they're gonna reimburse it. I don't know, send us a check. I don't know, but like it's kind of annoying. The guy runs it over, doesn't say a word, smashes the freaking fence. Amazon basically at first tells us to stick it until we go contact the state police to have them freaking write a police report, and then they just kind of give us a jerk around with send us to some other website just to fill out some stuff, and I guess here we are waiting. And it's almost like when we first moved in here, I had a dumpster, like a roll-off dumpster, to throw out stuff we didn't need anymore. And when he left, it was in the front. He turned and he destroyed the new mailbox we installed, because originally the mailbox was across the street. And I went down to the post office and I was like, asked the postmaster, can we put it on our side so we don't have to walk across the street? Like we're on a kind of a curve, and it is a small side street, but like the schmucks that come from like up north, they cut through there at like 100 miles an hour, so I don't want to get run over. And they're like, yeah, sure. So we put this brand new mailbox up and everything, and like 3 days later, that guy runs it over as he leaves. And I contacted them, and they basically told me, yeah, well, we need the receipt, and I didn't have a receipt for it, because I mean, who really keeps receipts for shit like that anymore? So I just bought another one and said, screw it. But this, I'm not letting this go. Amazon, you're paying for this fence. You hear me? Fucking, they're paying for it, dude. It's just more annoyance. I don't know if it's Evansby screwing with us, like I said in the last episode. Your power, fuck him, piss him off. He's talking shit about me. Run his fence over. You know what I mean? It just keeps coming back to maybe this is a simulation, or there's some game master fucking with us every day.
Well, see, I don't know about that for this particular scenario, because I used to work for Amazon. I was there for a while. The employees of Amazon, how should I put this? You basically just need a pulse to get a job there. And every single person, there are no exceptions, is miserable. The job sucks. And management, especially, are the biggest group of assholes that you will ever meet. And the lowest of the low are the drivers. Now, granted, they do have a hard job in that their trucks get full of packages and they can't go home until they're all delivered. So they're out there all fucking day. All right, it sucks, but don't run shit over. Don't throw boxes that you don't know what's inside. Don't mouth off to people just because you're in a bad mood. We had a situation here at our complex. We all had to park around the corner for like a week because they redid the parking lot. They paved everything. And they blocked off with the big wooden barricades. And the Amazon driver shows up and he's like, well, I'm not just going to walk everything over. So he gets out and moves the barricade and just drives over the fresh pavement and just starts delivering packages. And like my one neighbor, he's like the most stereotypical like Italian man.
Oh.
Like he looks like Tony Soprano. He's got the gold chain with the cross on it. Like he's like, oh, and he came running out. He's like, hey, you motherfucker, what are you doing? I just paved this. And the guy's just like, hey, fuck you, fuck you. And they just went back and forth. They just drove away. It's like, Amazon, you suck. Your people are terrible.
Yeah. I'm assuming everyone does know what Amazon is, right?
They have to at this point.
Every country, everyone listening at different countries, I guess, knows it's just basically they deliver everything known to man to your house through one service. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
used it recently.
I use them all the time, dude. They probably deliver everything. I mean, I have stuff on just auto. Litters on, comes automatically every whatever. Laundry detergent, shit like that. Garbage bags, everything just comes, auto refill or whatever the fuck they call it. But I have a buddy who used to do tow truck and recovery, and he told me that there were so many times he would have to like drag Amazon vans out of like the most random places because they're just dumb. They don't know what they're doing. Like through dirt roads. Like, why would you try to go this way? Well, I thought it was a shortcut, and they're like buried in mud. Towing them out of people's yards because they get stuck in the freaking wet grass and stuff. And they're just not, the brightest. And then I had a coworker who was telling me when I told him about this happening. He said, he's like, I was sitting out there, I was doing something with the front yard, and the Amazon guy came up, He got from the step of his van, just whipped the package on his porch from like the street, just threw it, and then zoomed in and took a picture up there. And he's like, "Hey, why you gotta throw my shit?" And the guy's like, "Fuck you, man. What are you gonna do about it?" And got in his truck and left.
To be fair, getting it to the porch from the street is kind of impressive. To be fair.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, God. They're just
And
lowest of the
just
low.
bad. They're bad. They're really bad. What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about it? Fuck you. That's exactly how they are. There's no exceptions. Dude, I still deal with them because they get their trucks fixed at my job. So these retarded people come in, for lack of a better term, there is nothing better. They come in and they're like, "Hey, I need to get an oil change on this, and I need the tires rotated." And I look it up. I'm like, "All right, so there's no easy way to say this, but you're stupid, and you did all of this for this particular truck here 3 days ago. You personally dropped it off too. I know because I was here." They're like, "Oh, haha, oops," and then they just leave. Dude, and I'll say this, there's no interview for Amazon at all. What they do is they set up a room in a hotel, like a hotel banquet room, and you just go and get in the line with the Scourge of Society and wait your turn. And then, oh, that's bad. And then you do a quick drug test, which is just, you put the thing in your mouth and move it around and put it in a thing and throw it in a box. And then you sit down with someone and you're like, "Oh, here's the interview." And you're like, "All right, I see you signed up for these days. All right, we'll see you then. Bye."
You're alive, so you're breathing. All right, so we'll see you then.
You drove yourself here. You could drive yourself there. Like, that's all it is. And then, like, people are like, "Josh, you're being rude. The people that work there aren't that bad." There's people walking around and, like, it's like 90 degrees in there. There's people walking around with ski masks on, and nobody questions it. They're like, "The fuck are you doing?" And then they break everything. Dude, I worked in a spot called Problem Solve, which is where all the packages that are broken come in. I have to fix them, and there's pallets of shit that I just had to damage out because I'm like, fucking Billy over there's whipping shit onto the conveyor belt, and it's all glass. But yeah, so Amazon, you're good for shopping. You're shit at everything else.
So, yeah, and the food too. Sometimes, like the one, I wanted to get into something else, but I want to bring this up real fast. So I get the food through there, right? Amazon Fresh. They have all the food. I ordered because I had hot dogs, hamburgers, and I wanted Italian bread because I was gonna have pasta and Italian bread. Like the long loaf. Well, for whatever reason, the shopper that was loading the bags to deliver it said, "Well, I don't feel like doing all that," and substituted everything for hot dog buns. Dude, they gave me like 7 things of hot dog buns. I didn't get my white bread, my potato bread, my rye bread, my Italian bread, my hamburger buns. I got like 2 full bags of hot dog buns. Why would you do that?
That's your sign to have a barbecue, I think.
Just hot dogs. And so I do go in these Amazon warehouses for work because if we have stuff there and it breaks down, I got to fix it. I was over at the one, and dude, it was worse I go to the nuke plant. You know that. I go to the nuke plant, right? It was harder to get into this Amazon than the nuke plant. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, dude, what, nope. It took me like 15 minutes to get in. I finally get in there, and I have to have 2 loss prevention people follow me around and look at everything I do. I'm like, well, where's the scissor lift? I need to find this. Oh, I walked around, and God forbid I go looking for it. They had to like freaking basically have me on a leash, follow me around until I found it. Then they had to stand like I didn't even have room. Like I'm trying to work on the thing, and they're like on top of me. I'm like, I'm not stealing anything from here, dude. Like there's cameras everywhere. Why don't you focus on the employees that are stealing stuff? Because I'm not going to be doing that here. You know what I mean?
Amazon warehouse security is kind of a joke. And I'm sorry if you work Amazon security, but half of you are 85 years old. What are you gonna do? Yell at me? I'll break your hip. Fuck you.
Now we all riled up from Amazon, which Amazon wasn't supposed to rile us up like this, I didn't think, but it did, and eventually it did. Something else that riled me up tonight. I guess it came out this week.
Mm.
It probably riled you up too a little bit, right? The whole Cracker Barrel redesign and
Oh,
remodel.
God damn it.
So that CEO, typical, right? She's like, nope, we need to rebrand. I'm like, this has been working for you for how long? Like, it's working for you because you're like the only place. Now you changed. Now I have to go to Bob Evans. Like, come on, fucking for real? I'm not going to Bob fucking Evans to get the freaking cozy ass farmhouse with the small shop. I want to go to Cracker Barrel, right? Now,
And
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, for those of you who don't know what Cracker Barrel is, if you may be in another country, Cracker Barrel is a restaurant with a little, they have little stores attached to them, but it's very down home American style. You got rocking chairs out front. You got like cabin type shit on the walls, like guns
Yeah.
and paintings of deer and like all fun little shit. And then you get like a chicken fried steak or, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
biscuits and gravy.
Meatloaf.
Yeah,
Mom's
oh,
meatloaf.
dude, that meatloaf's fuck it. Oh, it slaps.
They have great breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely amazing breakfast. And it looks like a farmhouse almost, I guess you could say. Wood, and it just looks cozy, as you were saying. Old style farmhouse, small country store in the front. You buy different candies that you can't really get anywhere else anymore. Older style candy, knickknacks for your house, right?
Yeah.
Well, they come in and they say, "Nope, fuck this." Now it looks like a fucking store that sells patio furniture. It doesn't make any sense to me. They got rid of the barrel on the guy on the logo. They changed the font to Cracker Barrel. Everything's white. The interiors of these stores are going to be white now. Do they even have the pegboard still on the table? The little pegboard game?
Oh,
It's fucked up.
they fucking better. That was my favorite part.
The tables were like checkerboards, right?
Ugh.
Where you loaded. And now, it's just nonsense. It's just literally nonsense. They threw the whole thing away. The whole reason people go to Cracker Barrel was because of the nostalgia there, the old American feel, and now it's just same as any other fucking chain, like an Applebee's or a fucking Chili's or a Fried. It's just some random fucking, and they don't even have the bar going. They don't have bars, so they don't have that going for them. It's just you need to have that old feel, that old style, not change it into any other strip chain of restaurants. Now you're going to blend in with everyone else, and there's going to be no reason to go to Cracker Barrel now because you don't have that feel when you go there. It makes no sense. People are going to be going to Bob Evans.
It's like, yeah, the food's great. I love Cracker Barrel food, but I don't go there for just the fucking food.
Well, they're changing the menu too.
They're changing what?
They're going to change the menu, yes.
Kind of absolute butt fuckery is this?
It's because they said they need to modernize. They need the modern feel now. They don't want to they want to bring in a new, fresh crowd.
Why?
Dude, I don't know. They don't like us. They don't like the people that like the original Cracker Barrel.
I see. This is what I don't understand. So people will complain when like the younger crowd comes in and they're rowdy and obnoxious and fucking pain in the ass teenagers. I know I'm sounding like an old man, but why are you trying to cater to that? Like you have something that works that families love to come to, and you're gonna fucking cater to these little assholes because they're the new generation. Fuck them. Go to McDonald's, shithead.
Yeah, just keep going with the customers that have always been there. They'll be loyal. I'm telling you right now, you modernize, you're not just going to all of a sudden bring in all these other people that are going to make up for it. You're going to lose a lot of people because they don't want this new style. They don't want it to be bland and freaking modern. They want the old style. And the new people, they're not going to be like, "Oh, let's just go to Cracker Barrel now because they changed." No, they're just going to keep going to the same place they always go to. There's no reason to go to Cracker Barrel for those people. So I think this is going to be the beginning of the end, to be honest.
Oh, it's going to go downhill very quick because people go to people go to fast food places for the fast food. People go to Waffle House for the fist fights, and then people go to Cracker Barrel because, it's home. It's very homey. But now it's going to be like everywhere else, like you said, and it's going to shut down eventually because no one's going to give a shit.
Yep.
Which, speaking of which, you ever been inside a Waffle House?
Have I been to a Waffle House when I've gone down south? I don't think so.
Oh, dude. Sorry to go on a random tangent, but like, I went to a Waffle House in West Virginia, and the guy who was refilling the bacon, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, he carried out a big tray of bacon, went to put it in the thing, dropped like 3 little pieces on the floor, and he got so mad at himself that he punched the fucking countertop. Like hardcore, just decked it. And I'm like, all right, Waffle House is great, dude.
Well, that was like that big fight that happened at the Waffle House, right?
Which one?
Which one? Yeah, tons of them, I guess.
Dude, all you got to do is type in Waffle House in TikTok, and all you will see is fistfights. That's it.
Yeah. I guess we should probably get into the reason why I'm actually doing this episode, right?
Oh, yeah, what are we, 25 minutes? Yeah, we probably should.
I know that people they do like our rants. They want, I guess, we get good reviews on our rants. But the real reason we want to talk today is about 3i Atlas and what this could be, our theories for what it could be. It's been a very interesting thing for me to look at because, I love space. I don't think it's gay. I'm an alien guy. So anything to do with this or anything, I'm interested in it. I'm pretty sure, Josh, you're a space guy too. You like space?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, Space Cadet.
And 3i Atlas, since they started talking about it, has really got my attention.
Yes, which, first I want to say, who names these fucking things?
Well, it's 3i Atlas because it's the third interstellar object we've ever detected, and it's Atlas because it was detected by the Atlas telescope in Chile.
No. Anyway.
just to give you a reason for that. But yeah, I like space. So this thing, once we kind of heard about this in July 1st, of course I was intrigued by it. I don't think space is gay. I just enjoy everything about space. I'm a big alien guy. Josh, you like space, I think?
Yeah, space is cool.
It's cool. Flamboyant. Yeah. Did you say that?
It is. It has no business having that many stars.
But it's still, I don't know. I love it. So, when it comes to 3i Atlas, this thing, well, I'll start with this. The solar system, like the sun's extent of reach for gravitational pull is about up to 3 light years away. Some people say it could be 100,000 astronomical units, which is a light year and a half, to 200,000, which would be about roughly 3 light years, right? And then we have this Oort cloud, a spherical cloud, that's about 14 billion miles away. That is just a big sphere of ice particles, gas, and stuff that probably formed when our solar system finally stopped beating the shit out of each other and got into a nice rhythm of just orbit, and everything was nice so we can live and not get fucking killed. This thing, on July 1st, we finally saw it, was about 381 million miles away. We first saw it. We didn't see this any time before that. So, to me, I'm off the rip, just talking about this stuff, that's kind of a problem for me. Because if something this big, which we can get into later about size and stuff, doesn't get seen until it's 381 million miles away, which is not very far, we could get fucked up pretty easy. You know what I mean? Right? If you don't see this thing flying in, you have no idea, and all of a sudden, boom, it's there. You can give, to me, I think we need a little bit better detection in space of large objects of any kind. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, we should have seen this a lot sooner than we did.
I would hope so, because going at this based off the speed and trajectory, it probably entered our solar system past the Oort cloud 2 years ago. This thing was first seen when it was inside the orbit of Jupiter. So not very far at all. Now, it's not going to come anywhere near us. But that might be by intent, if you will, which I'll get into later again. But yeah, so this thing is supposed to be, I think it's supposed to cross the sun October 29th, which is going to be a great day. I'm telling you right now. I can't wait for it. But the only problem is, but it's probably by intent, we're going to be 180 of the sun when this thing passes the sun. Probably the best chance of actually getting to see it. But since the sun's blocking, we won't be able to see it.
What was it like? It's something like 0.005% chance of it having this path on its own.
Yeah, so I was gonna get into that. But so the orbital trajectory. So first of all, it's coming in at about the same plane as our planetary orbit. So like where everything, you know how all of our planets are kind of in line with each other within 5 degrees. That plane of our solar system, this thing's coming in on that plane. So right off the bat, that has about a 0.2% chance of happening, which I was going to get into when I got into what my theory of it was. But we can get into it now. And then it came close to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter on this weird path. Probability for that to go through that path is a 0.005% chance of happening. So, like, you start looking at these things, you're like, well, why would this fly in at that path? And the probability of this happening naturally seems very small, right?
It's slim to none.
Basically almost nothing, right? 0.005. So this thing came from interstellar space. We know this. It came from outside of our solar system because it's not bound by gravity of the sun. It doesn't follow, it's not orbiting at any time. It's on a hyperboly orbit. Sorry, the propofol's still fucking me up, guys. Sorry. So this thing comes flying in. It's not really affected by the gravity of the sun. It also doesn't seem to be affected by the gravity of any of the planets. In fact, it seems like it avoids planets as it comes across. It kind of moves away from the planet's gravitational pull, which is something also pretty odd, if you ask me. So this thing comes from interstellar space. Scientists might have said this thing's been moving for hundreds of millions of years, to be honest. It could be, or it couldn't be, but they're saying the way the speed is and stuff. And that's if it's natural. It could have been flying. But this thing probably came from a direction where the Milky Way galaxy has a lot of stars. They're packed in there. And mainstream science is saying it probably came from one of their Oort clouds. Got launched off by another rogue asteroid went by or something like that. Moved it off its course. It slingshotted away from its star and got hurled into space and has been traveling ever since. I don't know. I mean, it could have came from an Oort cloud, but again, like my theory, I don't think that's quite true. I don't know if you have any theories on what this thing could be, Josh, but looking at it and observing it through the telescope, a comet, right before we get to your theory, a comet has a tail. We usually see the tail coming off it, gases and stuff. It's, jettisoned behind it as it's flying through space, especially at the speed this thing is. It's going twice as fast as any of the other, the other two interstellar objects, comets we've ever seen enter our solar system. It's going twice as fast. This doesn't have a tail, and if it does, it's very small. But this thing has something that none of the other ones had, and it has a halo. The light is actually on front of it, and it's got like a halo effect in the front, which is also odd for a comet. You don't really get that. You get the tail, not the halo. So that, again, looking at those things, it makes me think something's different.
Yeah, people were saying with the light being out in front, it looks almost like it's trying to slow itself down, which, I mean, a comet couldn't do that on its own, but...
I don't think it would want to, right? It doesn't care. It's not...
No, it's just fucking vibing through space. But I don't think it's an asteroid. I'm 1000% in the realm of its aliens, and I love it.
So, yeah. Now, before anyone goes nuts here, I do believe in aliens. I think we have aliens on the planet. They might live in our oceans. This, I'm not sure as being like an alien craft. Now, some people are saying, "Oh, it's got aliens on board. They're coming to kill us." I'm not saying that. I think this is alien made, but I think it's more of a probe. I think this is more like our Voyager probe. The ones we send, they're finally in interstellar space now. All they are is detect other lives, and they have hello and some other stuff spoken in every language known to man. Which again, I don't think it matters because wherever life form it finds, if they have language, spoken language, which could very well not, they're not going to understand any of them. You know what I mean? They're going to have their own. There's no way they know English. There's no way they know Spanish. There's no way they know French. There's Russian or anything like that. Chinese, Japanese. And who could even say that they would speak verbally? They could, another planet, another life form could have more, they don't have vocals. They could do sign language. They could evolve to telepathic communication. Maybe, the way we text and everything so much as a race now, if we advance 3,000 years, maybe we would lose our ability to speak and text each other to talk. Something like that. So another civilization sending our probe out in all these languages. I mean, it was a waste of time, if you ask me. But I think this thing is similar to that. And besides the fact that it's coming in at the same plane as our solar system, right? Odds being very slim if it was just random, 0.2%. And then coming in and passing, coming close to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, it's so close, and the probability of all of them doing this like that is 0.005%. I don't see this being any type of just random rock flying through space. And then we got the brightness. So the brightness of this thing, it's probably about, 20 kilometers in diameter. And the reason I'm using 20 is because 10 kilometers is what everyone said the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs was. About 10, 15 kilometers. This thing is twice as big as the thing that killed the dinosaurs. And then going back to what I said before. And we didn't know about this thing until it was fucking at Jupiter, like 2 months away. If it was coming towards Earth, it would take 2 months or so to get to us and fucking kill us. we need time. We don't need 2 months. That's why maybe we should up our asteroid defense system or something on the planet. Trump's got to get the Space Force going and maybe get some destroyers in space to help with this, because that's just that to me. That's if something was coming through, we're fucked.
I want that job. I want to go to space and kill asteroids. That would be sick.
You got to be like the USS Ishimura and get your asteroid defense system online and shoot these things out of the sky, because for this thing to be that big and not being able to be seen until later on, and it was seen by Atlas, the telescope in Chile, which isn't even as big as some of the other telescopes we have. And then these people go back and look through the telescope stuff and like, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. And this telescope fucking, 6 months before. I was like, dude, what the fuck? You didn't look at that? You didn't. What the fuck? Who's looking at these things? But anyway, so for this to be that big, coming from where it is, there isn't that much rock. That was another argument too. There's not that much rock in interstellar space to make something this big, to be about 20 kilometers in diameter. So that's something else too that kind of said, well, maybe it is artificial, and they launched it. Pretty big thing to launch, though. I mean, it's the size of like Manhattan. But there could possibly be something like that. And then there's no clear spectral features of gas on these things. Usually you can get these comets, depending on the light sources coming off it, light bouncing off colors and stuff, you can see what kind of gas this thing's emitting. But it doesn't reflect a light to show what kind of gas this thing is made of. So that's another thing. Like, is it rock? mean, yeah, it's traveling at a high speed, about 130,000 miles per hour, but we should still be able to see light reflection off of it to determine what kind of gases this thing's venting. And this thing is not venting gas the way any other comet we've seen vents gas.
Yeah, but from the other hand, a lot of people online are saying, "Oh, we have an alien fleet heading our way," which I kind of hope that's the case. And if so, I really hope it's like an Independence Day kind of situation because that would be awesome. Because all right, think about it. Alien fleet shows up, giant ships. They would have to hover over all of our central points before attacking. We would try to nuke them and probably kill ourselves first. And then, if all of this were the case, we would all have to pray to God that, Randy Quaid would come out of retirement to fly dick first into the ship, blowing it up like he did in the movie. So, there's a lot going on there. But, Alien Probe, I could absolutely see. I know it's definitely not a fleet because why would it be? But that'd just be awesome
Yeah.
to see in
So the
our
people who are
lifetime.
saying it's a fleet, they're definitely trying to sensationalize and panic and all this shit. I'm not saying it's a fleet. I don't think it's aliens per se, like actual living beings on this thing. I think they're too smart. The ones that can travel themselves that far are too smart just to confront us and let us see what they're doing. They're, again, like I said, in the oceans and stuff like that. They want to be behind the scenes. They don't want to get caught. This is probably another civilization. I'm guessing. This is what my proposal is. Another civilization, slightly more advanced than us, probably, but not at the time where they can send their living beings across interstellar space. So, what people are saying, oh, the fucking Voyager, it could have been. It had been launched, even if it came from the nearest star set, it had been launched thousands of years ago. It's nonsense. It can't be. We don't have that. Listen, our star is actually young compared to other stars in the game. We're late to the party. We're like a few billion years after some of these other stars that are in that dense area of the Milky Way, and you try to travel towards the center. We're much younger, so any civilization could have started 2,000 years before. Can you imagine what our technology is going to be like in 2,000 years if we make it that far? You know what I mean? Especially with AI now kind of helping you create things, and we're only going to take off from here. The advancement in technology is going to just exponentially increase, and it has been for a while. I mean, how long have humans been on the planet? Hundreds of thousands of years, right? So look how much we've advanced in the last 100 years compared to the 100 years before that. It's only exponential growth. So if this planet, even if they're 1,000 years more advanced than us, they can obviously send a probe and be able to control it, or even say, oh, this planet here, and set on parameters so it avoids these once it gets there, because you can tell using their systems when it's going to reach these certain planets and have it, move and maneuver around these other planets. It's not far fetched. What doesn't make sense to me is we got someone like Loeb, right? Harvard professor. People are attacking him and are mad at him because he seems to say the same thing. Hey, and he's not saying it is. He's saying there's a 40% chance it's an alien, unnatural craft of any kind, a probe or anything like that. He's saying there's a 40% chance of it. And they're attacking him for it, not so nice emails, all kinds of crap. And to me, he's a scientist, right? He's a professor, he's a scientist. Why can't the scientific community just take all questions and look at them and try to debunk or prove them? Why, when it comes to something that's not mainstream, if you will, do you have to attack the person who comes up with this theory or question? It blows my mind.
It's very fucking infuriating because I've ranted on this before. Why are people so against progress? Why are people so against taking everything into account? I mean, why do you have to immediately just cut down someone for mentioning anything extraterrestrial?
Yeah, and yeah, Avi Loeb, professor at Harvard. He wants questions and he wants them answered. He has no problem if you prove him wrong and say, nope, this is a comet. But on the flip side, he wants to be able to ask the question, because there is a lot of oddities about this thing that could make it intelligent. It's supposed to come in, and when it gets as closest to the passing the sun, which would be October 29th through 30th, that'd be the best place for us to be able to observe it. At that time, it's going to be 180 degrees from us, and the sun's going to be directly in between us and that thing. So, look, as another oddity, we can't observe it when we'll be able to actually sit down and look at it because it's blocked by the sun. It's almost like it was set up to be that way. And then where it came from, the origins of where it came from. It came from a very dense star system and in the Milky Way. If you're going to try to send this thing to have it come from there without being detected until later on, that's where you would want it to come from. It's harder to see it. All that light in the background behind it, you're not going to see light reflected off of it. Or if you do see it, you're going to think it's another star. So there's a lot of things that make it seem like this thing was meant to be sent to us through interstellar space into our solar system and be hard to detect until it was close enough where we didn't have to sit there and trace it for a while or get some kind of, well, they don't know us exactly, maybe get a planetary defense system online or something like that. It's close enough where now you see it, but there's nothing you can do about it, and it'll go across behind the sun. Now, the problem is when it comes across behind the sun at this time, the sun's gravity could split it apart, right? So we won't even be able to see that. Now, I doubt there's going to be any type of attack from this thing, but maybe it does send smaller probes out to probe our planet, like planets in our solar system, from that point. And we have, it's not like we've never done this. We're not quiet in the galaxy or in the universe. We send radio waves all the time out to try to reach other living beings, right? How many of these things have we sent out? We've had tons and tons of time and money spent on trying to communicate with the extraterrestrial civilization. We have those giant satellites that listen for radio waves and different types of frequencies from the space, and we send them out. What if this, whatever got there, and they heard us? And they're like, well, we don't really know who they are. It could be a trap. It could be anything. Obviously you want to protect your own civilization. Let's just send a probe to go check on what this is. Let's not just send people down, hey, we're here. We brought, pie. No, let's just send the probe first and check it out. And it's not impossible. I don't understand why you have these people. Like, I even have coworkers at work. You're an idiot. It's like, how? And why? How is it impossible? There's no such thing as aliens. I love that. The immaturity level of humans to think we are the most advanced thing in the entire universe is absolutely mind-blowing to me. There is no way. Especially being, if you look at it, our sun is one of the younger stars in the universe. Things have been evolving and around for thousands, millions, billions of years before our star and our planets and everything else situated itself here and began orbit and allowed to have living creatures live on this planet.
People need to understand that when it comes to extraterrestrials and any other living beings in the universe, Earth and Earthlings, we are toddlers compared to what they are capable of.
Exactly.
They're so far ahead of us, it's ridiculous. We are just learning to walk.
Yeah, especially if you look at the universe since the Big Bang. We can judge how long, at a minimum, how long our universe has been around by seeing how far we can see, right? So you have light years. That's how long it takes light. So if you can see 300 billion light years away, it took the light 300 billion light years to get from there to here, to our planet. We know that means there's at least 300 billion years of the universe being around. And every day it gets a little farther because light takes time to travel. So every day, every year, every 10 year, decade, century, you see farther and farther into space because the light finally got here. That's what they call they're saying, oh, the universe is expanding. It's not quite, I mean, shit's moving around, but you can also see farther. So you can see past this point. Because right now you can only see as far as the light's traveled since the beginning of time. That's why there's no way in fucking hell that we're the only living thing in this entire universe. We don't even know anything past our solar system, really. We can see some shit. I mean, we see other planets that could potentially harbor life. But just look at the Milky Way galaxy. There's fucking millions of stars in that have planets circling them. We can't see some of them. Can't see across the freaking Milky Way. I would put my bottom dollar that in the Milky Way, there's at least 10 other planets bearing life. At least. And that's a very low number. Very low.
Now, I had another theory. I had one more theory that I do have to apologize in advance. It came to me as a very high kind of idea. What if this asteroid, comet, whatever, was controlled by, a civilization, and the path that it's on is going to eventually break off and aim directly at us. And if it were to hit the planet, obviously that would be devastating alone, being hit by something that size.
Yes.
But what if it was also full of viruses that, implanted by the other civilization to harm us with? So if the impact didn't kill us, the viruses going into the Earth eventually would, in that terraforming our planet, making way for them to eventually arrive.
Yes, I kind of like that. So what I'm looking at here is, I don't think it'll impact the Earth and damage it and kill us, because then it kind of leaves it less for them, right? Maybe it gets behind the Earth, or the sun at that point, breaks off, and it breaks off into these little pieces that don't do shit when they land, but it releases a virus. And it's obviously not from this planet, so our immune system is going to be, oh fuck. It'll probably kill every living thing on the planet, to be honest. If it's something like that, it'll probably adapt or whatever. Or maybe it won't even... It also could be, well, it doesn't know our cellular makeup and it can't do shit to us, but we'll see. It could do something like that. Kills all the living shit. They come down and they take our resources, and you're saying terraform. Yeah, that's a scary proposition, right?
Yeah, because if you think about it this way, if they were to do that, they would have had to have been watching for a very long time. And if they were watching, they would know that Earth is very good at war. We are we're very fond of war. We are great at it. Now, they may have some shit that we can't even imagine with lasers and whatnot, but we also have some scary people that fucking drink coffee or chew on coffee grounds and then drive a tank. So that would be very messy. But they also would see that we are very bad at handling, illnesses and shit like that, like COVID-19. People are all losing their fucking minds, and so all they would have to do is get us sick with something that they know we would never find a cure for, and then just wait it out.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have to worry about getting hurt themselves. And going back to what you're saying, this thing could potentially be twice the size of the alleged asteroid that allegedly killed the dinosaurs. I still think aliens killed the dinosaurs off previously. This could be another one, right? Because I had an original theory that asteroid was actually manipulated by alien craft to hit the planet, because dinosaurs were not something the aliens could work with as an intelligent being, and they killed them off to make way for primates and humans to come along later to have those ancient civilizations. And then we have aliens helping them in their infancy. We talked about this in I think it was episode 3, our ancient aliens and tall ancient aliens and levers episode, I think it was called. So it could have been something like that back then, and like I was saying, we're billions of years behind some of these older stars. So civilizations that are even, like I said, a couple thousand years, let alone 10,000, a million years more advanced than us, could easily find ways to manipulate space time, cross large distances quickly, and yeah, kill the dinosaurs off to make way for more a life form that's more easily persuaded. So yeah, it's not, I don't see that being impossible, especially when you're like if you're a million years ahead. And this could be something. Do you think it was something similar where they just kind of teleport this thing and now it's floating in to get us all fucking bothered by it and it's going to launch a virus? This one, I don't think this is a way more advanced. I think this is something that's maybe on our level or a little bit more advanced, a little bit ahead of us, just sending a probe to see what's going on here. I think the ones that are way more advanced are already infiltrated our government. They're already they live in the waters. You know, they're part of everyday life that you just can't even tell. I think those are the most advanced aliens. But this I think it'd be awesome if this could be a civilization basically on our intelligence level or slightly a bit ahead of it that we can interact with in some way. It might take a long time to be able to resend a message back, but it's got me really excited. I really hope this is some kind of probe, and I hope Loeb is right. I really do. I don't want it to be some other comet flying through. And this thing's traveling fast as shit, almost too fast. It's almost like everything points to it being some kind of probe.
Yeah. Also, I just want him to be able to rub it in everyone's face. Like, see, fuck you.
Yeah, because they treat him like shit for it. And he's just asking a question, and he didn't say it's 100%. He said there's a 40% chance. Imagine if they saw me, and I'm saying it's like 90% chance that it's a freaking alien probe, and I want it to be so bad. And imagine if these same professors or scientists heard me say that the aliens are already here, right? And they infiltrated the government. And it was funny too. Some of these could be aliens themselves trying to cover it up, right? Some of these professors that are attacking Loeb, they could be aliens. And they're, no, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? So, to me, it's a probe, nothing more. You're going with it's going to cause the end of humanity. I'm going with it's just a probe, nothing more. It's just checking on, seeing what's out here. They heard our radio signals. It's on its way. And it's just going to take some data, send it back. Let us, see what's up.
Yeah, I think it's going to kill us all because I'm an optimist, but that's just me. Also, I would love, I don't know why, I would just love to see like an all-out war between an alien race and humanity, because the universe doesn't understand. They just don't. Like, people not from Earth, they don't get the fact that, yeah, you're an alien, probably buff, you got lasers, you got spaceships. What do we got? We got Timmy, a D student from Boston who's on his third DUI and is a very heavy gun enthusiast. That's what we got. He don't give a fuck anymore. So I would bet on him any day of the week.
Well, the thing is, too, like, if the aliens land in America, we got the 2A, right? We got the Second Amendment on our side. There's some places those aliens can land and they're they can have their way because they took all their guns. Australia, most of Europe. So they come here. They're like, oh fuck, dude. These motherfuckers got guns. Everyone does.
Dude, I would love to see aliens land and then the cryptids come out of hiding. Dude, like they land in West Virginia and immediately get killed by like vampires and Mothman. Or they land in New Jersey and the Jersey Devil comes out and just sets them on fire. Oh, how great would that be?
Well, I'm if they're just here to visit and say hi.
Well, they went to the wrong fucking neighborhood. It happens all the time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if they are hostile, I'm popping some.
You're popping.
You know what I mean?
I legally can't have a gun license, so I guess I'll use like a bow and arrow or something that I can get.
We still need it, I guess.
Yeah, you don't need a license for a bow and arrow. Buy it off Amazon.
I guess New Jersey. I don't know.
I get a
I don't think
crossbow.
you need a yeah. You
You
need a
don't need.
permit for that.
Yeah, I could make a bow and arrow out of some PVC pipe because I'm crafty.
A crossbow you need a permit for in New Jersey.
Oh well, then I'll get it sent to
Pretty
our.
soon to get a cat in this, huh?
I'll get it sent to our friend in Pennsylvania's house, and then I'll go pick it up. Problem solved.
When are we gonna do our Call of Duty expert episode?
Is he still alive? What is he doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
God damn.
I,
We should have him on at some point, but
we should have him. We have another friend that probably should bring on at some point. He wants to come on.
I
Yeah,
feel
this
like
thing is definitely a probe.
we should have an episode where we bring all of our friends on. Maybe we could all get together and do it in the same room, make it easier. Just hand out microphones. And then we just put them in the hot seat and question, why don't you listen to our podcast? Like, well, because I know they're not going to hear this, so they're not going to know our plan. We'll just set it up like, hey guys, we want you to just be in on this episode. I think it'd be a lot of fun to have you. It's like, hey, start the show. Hey guys, what the fuck is your problem?
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense. And we just got a comment from Jamie, right? He was literally risking his life hanging off a roof, right? Installing gutters to listen to us because we're just that good.
He's a good man.
He's a good man. And we have, I do a little couple shout outs here, I guess, for people that love to comment frequently. We got Steve Hammers, as always, dude. He's been there from the beginning. Great guy.
Fucking love Hammers, dude.
He loves Hammers, even though Hammers thinks he sounds Canadian. He still loves him. We have Croc of Stew. He's a great listener. Cup of Stew.
Why are you downgrading him?
What is he?
He's a bowl of stew.
Not pot of bowl of stew. Sorry, bowl of stew.
Crock of stew. God. Oh my God! He's puddle of stew. Everyone. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Stu. Sorry, Stu. Bowl of stew. He's great. Cynthia's been messaging or commenting a lot, which is nice. And speaking of Cynthia, we had a little request, and we're gonna probably do it next episode, which we're recording Monday, and that'll be the Green Brier incident, where Corey Elkins and Ellie Sutton went missing in the Smoky Mountains down there, and I guess the Tennessee, North Carolina area. So we're gonna jump on that. We're gonna get our theories out because I think it's pretty interesting. We're gonna go do something with that.
I'm actually very eager to jump in on that one because it's super interesting. So I'm excited for that.
Exactly. But yeah, sorry, Stu. Bowl of stew. Isn't a crock better? No.
No, because you don't eat out of the crock pot. Eat out of the bowl. How are you supposed to enjoy stew if he's still in the pot? God damn it!
What's wrong with cup?
You could have a cup of stew, but that's not enough stew. You need the whole bowl.
I need the whole bowl.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, guys, if you think this is, because we still have some time, right? We have until October 29th, a little over 2 months before we see what happens as it goes past the sun. Let us know, like, either comment on here, Spotify, if you're listening, Spotify. I don't know if you can comment on Apple Podcasts or any of them. Can you?
No,
I
don't think so.
I'm not too sure on those, but Spotify, we can comment. We got people comment. Let us know if you think this thing is a probe, a comment, because I honestly think it's a probe. There's no reason why we can't have that discussion that it could be something from alien civilizations, especially if it's something similar to us in technological level. It makes sense if it's been traveling for a while. It makes sense that it could be something. Especially with, we have some planets or solar systems, stars not too far away. What was Wolf 1069b? Remember that one? That one's not too far, right? If they launched this, say, 50 years ago or 40 years ago when they started hearing our signals, perhaps it is something from over there and it's finally got here. We just didn't fucking see it because we have poor planetary defense systems. it could possibly be, and it'd be absolutely amazing if it is. It'd be a great time to be alive, to actually have proof, because the aliens that have been here since ancient times are obviously all integrated and hidden. But to have something that we can physically see and be able to communicate and say, yes, that's an alien civilization. We can talk to them. We can communicate with them. It'll be a great time to be alive, especially for us alien enthusiasts and the people that don't think space is gay.
Basically, yeah. It just is. You ever see a supernova? Like, that's flamboyant as shit. Anyway,
Space is interesting.
it is very interesting, but, just so get ready. Get your telescopes, make peace with your God, whatever you do. And I'm excited for it.
So if it is an alien invasion, not Project Bluebeam, but a full-on actual alien invasion, alien feet on the ground, if they wear boots, I don't know if they wear boots or not, but they're full on the ground. Are you defending your home?
Well, yeah. What the fuck do you?
Or are you just gonna get taken and probed?
Joe, I punch cryptids for a living. You think I'm not gonna fuck up an alien? I got 5 cats and a wife to protect. So, no, anyone comes near my family, if you're an alien, all your heads are going to be on the wall.
Do you think there's aliens that listen to our podcast?
If they do, comment. I'd love to meet you.
If you're an alien, comment below. Let us know.
If you're not violent, I'm sorry about the whole putting your head on the wall comment.
You're gonna put his head up on the wall.
That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, if you're an alien and you're listening, like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh man, yeah. If you're listening here and you haven't followed yet, please give us a follow on Spotify. Please rate us. We've had a stoppage in rating. We haven't been rated recently for some reason. Give us more rates. We're getting followers, but no one's rating. I don't know why. It helps our algorithm. It helps us have more people listen, and we can get more ideas, or like we can just grow, come up with new stuff. Give us more motivation, I guess, if you will, and get that stuff out. Follow us on X. I guess that's where we're I've been most active on X. Follow us over there on X at Conspiracy Kitchen Podcast. We have a Facebook now. I've been kind of dabbling in it. I've been joined a bunch of flat Earth groups, and to call them, Muppets. And then I'm joining cryptid groups on there. We have an Instagram. Follow us over there on Instagram.
It's currently being worked on.
It's being worked on, but still give us a follow over there. And I don't think we have any other. No, yeah, YouTube. You can follow us on YouTube. That's going to be something we're doing down the line. We got a bunch of stuff going on that, and eventually we're going to have some video content on there for some other stuff besides the podcast. Maybe fighting cryptids, or Josh getting, trying to fight the Jersey Devil and losing.
Not going to lose that, or maybe you like to enjoy my camping series when I go to West Virginia.
Or his camping series, or if we go, because we want to do a little paranormal investigating, we'll do that too on there, because we kind of into paranormal stuff too. We want to know what's out there. We don't want to go by, the sensationalized YouTube, other freaking ghost hunters, if you will, that kind of sensationalize it and make everything up and make it worse than it is, or just for the excitement. But something might be there, so that's why we want to get our own experience and see what's going on in certain areas. So we got that probably coming. And I think that's about it, right? There's no other things you can follow us on. Our podcast is on anywhere you can find a podcast at this point.
That's right, kids. MySpace, LimeWire, Napster, Ask Jeeves. We're all over the place.
just Google search Conspiracy Kitchen Podcast, and you can pick whatever you want to listen to us on. They're everywhere. Our link tree's on our X, and I think it's on our Instagram. You can go on there. You can go to any freaking link you want, and at the top, we'll give you 30 days of Hulu for free. If you click on that link, it comes out of Josh's pocket. You can go over there and you can watch The Orville, which is it's a great show if you like space. It really is. Better than Star Trek. And you can watch
you can
some other stuff on there.
A lot of enemies with that one.
It is better than Star Trek.
Wow.
You watch Family Guy on there or whatever. We'll give you 30 days free on Josh. It comes right out of his paycheck.
That's right. My very limited paycheck. Yes, I do it for you people.
He does it for you. And I think right now, I got to get a glass of Ovaltine. What do you think, Josh?
I may join you on that only because, like I said, my house is 85 goddamn degrees, and a nice cold Ovaltine sounds delicious right now.
All right. And we'll be back again. We'll be back on Monday for that episode that Cynthia has kind of asked us about to hear our theories on. We'll get it out to you probably here Tuesday. Until then, we'll see you guys later.
Bye, everyone.